This Midjourney prompt formula generates 10 times better images like these. So if you're a beginner struggling with prompting, or if you're someone looking to level up your Midjourney game, this tutorial will change the game for you. Let's get started with the only Midjourney formula you'll ever need. The first part of the prompt formula is subject and scene. What is your subject? Is it a cat? Is it a dog? Or is it a person? And what is the scene? What is your subject doing? Let me give you an example. And before we start, I'll just click on the settings cog. These are my settings. So 16:9 aspect ratio, standard mode, personalize off, stylization at 150, weirdness variety all 0. Let's say my subject is herd of lions, and what is the scene? Lying on the grass. You can also call this the base prompt, right? So I'll hit enter and we'll see what Midjourney comes up with. Within few seconds, Midjourney came up with this beautiful images. Our prompt was relatively simple, so it had subject and also the scene clearly describing what we want. Let's go with another prompt, an American Instagram model posing in front of Taj Mahal. So here our subject is the American Instagram model. Posing in front of the Taj Mahal is the scene, right? So this is our base prompt. Okay, we got these images of American model posing in front of Taj Mahal. But the problem we have with this prompt is that she's not facing the camera. So let's fix that. Again, I'll say an American model smiling at the camera, the imaginary camera, right? In front of Taj Mahal, an American Instagram model, by the way. And just with that minor adjustment, we got this beautiful image of an American Instagram model right in front of Taj Mahal. Pretty cool, right? We also got a selfie here, look. That is how you refine your base prompt that has subject and the scene. So you can think of this base prompt as a scene from a movie where your character does something in that particular scene. Let's move on to the next step. The second part of the formula is style or medium. Style can further be divided into two categories. First one is artistic styles, styles of artists such as sculptors, painters, photographers, filmmakers, and so on. And the second styles are general styles such as art, movements, techniques, medium, and so on. We'll get to that in a bit. I'll just bring up my base prompt for now. You can actually click on the up arrow or down arrow to shuffle between all your prompts that you've typed in the prompt bar. So I'll just hit the up arrow, that'll load my last prompt, and I'll say comma. Let me add a cool style to this. Watch what happens when I say the name of the style, space, and the word style itself. So I'm saying herd of lions lying on the grass, comma, I said origami style. Origami is like the paper art kind of style. So I'll hit return. I'll hit the up arrow again, and instead of origami, let's do watercolor painting style. Let's see what Midjourney comes up with. And look at the origami style output. Now the base prompt, which is herd of lions lying on the grass, remains the same. So our subject and scene is relatively unaffected. But the way the image is produced is in the style of origami, just with two words, right? So you look at this, these look like lines lying on the grass, but they're like this paper art kind of style, which is super awesome. This is again the same base prompt, herd of lines lying on the ground. This time we got them as watercolor painting. So by specifying the style, we can highly influence the output of your image. Now, you don't have to guess these styles. There's this incredible resource called midlibrary.io, which is like the Wikipedia of Midjourney styles. You can click on art styles. Let's go with some general styles. Then we'll see some artistic styles. You can see that when you hover over, it, it shows the name of the painter or an artist, or it shows the technique or a general style. Anyway, I'll click on filters and I'll click on genres from here. So that'll filter out all the results from here. Now let's pick the first one. It says traditional scroll painting. And of course, you can copy the prompt from here. Now let's use the same base prompt, which is herd of lions lying on the grass. And I'm going to paste that style, comma, traditional scroll painting style. Two important things when you use a style. One is the subject that the style deals with and the medium or the output that the style produces. When I click on it and click on the title again, it'll describe briefly what the style is all about. Learning about the subject is really important. Our herd of lions prompt with traditional scroll painting, yeah, not bad. When you actually read about the traditional scroll painting, it originates in China and Japan. It often depicts landscapes, flora, fauna, and scenes from nature. So the ideal subject for this style is these, like flora, fauna, or scenes from nature, especially from China or Japan. And the medium it produces is like a painting style. Let's actually say a koi pond in a Chinese village. Then I'll copy this style. You can actually click to copy the style. You say comma, paste it. We'll remove the version from here and add style here. So I said a koi pond in Chinese village. Let's also give another base prompt. I'll say rice fields in rural China in the middle of mountains, huge mountains. Again, traditional scroll painting style. Hit enter. And if you look closely, when I said a koi pond in a Chinese village, since the subject follows what the style expects, it produces beautiful images. See that? Koi pond. Of course, we didn't say koi fish, otherwise, we would have seen fish here. Now, I said rice fields in rural China, and look at the beautiful painting that it produced. So, I'm on the second page, and now I have something called Mayan art. Again, if you click on it, you can read more about it. Remember, the subject and the medium that the style produces are really important. Since this is Mayan art, it deals with elements of Mayan culture, right? I don't know much about Mayan culture, but if you read about it, the medium of this style, as you can see here, are carvings, sculptures, and murals. Now, if I say Jesus Christ, Mayan art style, it may produce decent images, but if you use the base prompt that resembles Mayan culture, Midjourney really produces accurate images. I don't know much about Mayan culture, so I'll say give me top 10 gods in Mayan culture. So I'm choosing a subject for the Mayan art style. So it's mana. I don't know how to pronounce it. There's Chak. I'll say Chak, which is the rain god of Mayan culture. Now, when I said Jesus Christ, Mayan art style, yeah, it produced decent images. I'll say Mayan art style. So again, we chose the right subject for this style. Let's also do this. I'll hit the up arrow to load the previous prompt. I'll substitute this with this. And look at this. I said chalk, Mayan art style, and look at the beautiful images that it produced. There is also medium that this style produces, such as carvings, sculptures, and murals. So we can make use of that, and I can say, instead of just saying chalk, I can say carving of the subject and comma Mayan art style. I'll reload the prompt. Instead of carving, this time I'll use a sculpture. Sculpture of chalk, Mayan art style. We'll use another medium from here. Again, I'll reload the previous prompt. As a mural of chalk. And if you look at this image, we said mural of chalk. We understood the output or the medium that the style produces, and this is a mural. And if you look at this is a sculpture that this style produces. So if the style produces different kinds of medium, you may try using one of them that will produce even more accurate results like these. See how beautiful and detailed they are. And if you look at it, it's carving of chalk. I'll actually say carving of chalk on ancient Mayan temple in the jungle, Mayan art style. Let's see how that comes up with. And look at this beautiful carving. And now look at this. The medium is carving of chalk, but I changed the scene a little bit on ancient Mayan temple in the jungle, and look at this beautiful image that it produced. So that is power of understanding where and how to apply the style. Let's go with another style here. I'll go back, and there's this Japanese style called Meiji period photography. I'll click on it to read more about it. You can also go to ChatGPT and say, tell me more about this style. But I'll just read it from midlibrary.io. It's basically about Western culture influence in Japan. It's more or less like portraits of people in Japan in 20th century, typically featuring these umbrellas and traditional clothes. Okay, now watch this. I say American woman, comma, and I'll just paste the style. I know it wouldn't work properly because the subject that the style expects is of Japanese people, but I said American woman. I'll remove this version and I'll simply type style. Now let's change the subject. Portrait of a beautiful Japanese woman. Meiji period photography style. If you look at this closely, I said American woman, but I said Meiji period photography style, but it still produced Japanese woman's photo because it knows that this style cannot be applied to American. At least that's what it thinks. You can of course force it by tweaking it, but look at this. I said portrait of beautiful Japanese woman, Meiji period photography style, and look at that. Look at that. How awesome is that? She has this beautiful clothes and all the decorations, and she also has that umbrella, which is typical of the style that you find here. Let's go on with another one. I'll go with this one, which is Memphis design. So this is basically a design on walls and buildings. So I'll say cozy hotel room in Paris. I'll say Memphis design style. And there's another way to put this style. I'll say cozy hotel room in Paris in Memphis design style, or having Memphis design style. Basically anything which is natural with the prompt, you can use that. I said cozy hotel room having this Memphis pattern. Not bad. Let's actually give it a better context. I'll say cozy hotel room in Paris featuring Memphis design style. Or let's actually remove cozy from here. I'll say hotel room in Paris featuring Memphis design style. And look at this. Not bad, huh? And look at this one. I removed cozy. Now Midjourney just gave that Memphis pattern to the walls of this hotel room. Let me just show you one more thing before we wrap it up. So Gothic art style. It's the serious art. So I'll say portrait of an African model at a scary tower. I think that base prompt goes really well with this style. So I'll just click on it, copy this. I'll say Gothic art style. And another way to put this style prompt is Gothic art style depiction. This is another way to construct this prompt of female African model at a scary tower. So the style name, the style word, depiction of your subject and scene, that's another way to put this. And now look at that. We got portrait of female African model at a scary tower. And when I said Gothic art style, she got that scary looking clothes and stuff. Also, her makeup looks like Gothic art. And the list goes on and on. So these are the general styles. I'll go to the third page. Here you can find some cool styles. There's the synthwave style. I'll actually read about the kinds of images that this style produces. I'll click on synthwave. Now you can see that it's an art movement. That's great. Heavily inspired by the movies genres. That's great. You can see that this style often features urban landscapes and sci-fi characters. So those are the relevant subjects for this kind of style. Urban landscape, I think Dubai would be a great. So I'll say landscape of Dubai Marina, comma style. I'll also use the other variation of it, which is synthwave style depiction of landscape of Dubai Marina. So I'll paste it at the beginning, or let's say Dubai City. Now, synthwave style for portrait of female African model, not bad. Synthwave style, heard of lines lying on the grass, not so good because we cannot clearly figure out what this is all about. But look at this synthwave style of landscape of Dubai City. Synthwave style depiction. This is really important. If you use this, it produces better images. That neon glows and all that kind of stuff. Synthwave style depiction of, let's go with human cyborg. And look at this synthwave style depiction of, and then I said subject, human cyborg, and it perfectly applied that aesthetics because the style is well suited for those kind of subjects. So that is how you apply your general styles and optimize your base prompts, and that is how you structure your base prompts. The second kinds of styles are artistic styles or styles of different artists. Again, I'll go to art styles, click on filters. Make sure you reset all the filters because we've chosen like genres and all the things. Now it's time for us to pick and see how to optimize our prompt formula for different artists. I'll start with a photographer. I'll click on photographers and let's say I just picked this one. Again, I'll click on his title to read more about it. By looking at the images, it seems like he's a landscape photographer, especially during autumn season, and that is what is all about him. And the prompt style Midjourney suggests is by and the name of photographer. Let's try a base prompt. Autumn in Switzerland. I'll click this, that'll copy the style by. So let's go with that. And let's also modify it autumn in Canada, Canadian islands, something like that. And look at that. So beautiful. Produced a stunning image of autumn in Switzerland and mimicking the photographer's style. That is exactly what we got because we chose the subject wisely according to the photographer's style. Now, if the photographer into architecture, well, you choose a architecture subject. I'll reset the filters. Now, let's see a painter. I'll click on painter. I'll choose one of the painters. Again, I'll click on the painting. I'll click on it. The name of the artist is Tracy Miller. These all seem to be paintings of animals. If you look at it, the compositions often feature animals and floral motifs. That means she draws animals. Let's pick Husky by Tracy Miller. We don't need version. And boom, let's see. We can also say, since this is a painting, I can say painting of a husky. Instead of by, I can say Tracy Miller style. I can also say Tracy Miller style depiction of a husky. All of them should work just fine. So I said Husky by Tracy Miller, and look at that. It's a really beautiful painting reflected in our final image. Beautiful, isn't it? Again, the medium here is painting, right? I'll click on art styles. I'll reset all the filters. Now let's pick, I don't know, maybe a sculptor. It's the same process. I'll just pick this. Again, I'll go and study his subjects. It seems to be sculpture of faces. So I'll copy this. I'll say sculpture of an angry human face. Paste it and boom. Again, check out Mid Library, probably the only Midjourney resource that you'll ever need in addition to ChatGPT. Again, ChatGPT can also help you with style. The next part of the prompt formula is mood. I'll say illustration of Jesus Christ. Let's say angry mood. I'll hit the up arrow and I'll say sad mood. Let's also add joyful mood. And just like that, when I said angry mood, you can see the picture of Jesus that you haven't seen before. And this is the sad mood Jesus Christ illustration. It's really powerful. And look at the joyful mood illustration of Jesus Christ. It's incredible, isn't it? See how the whole vibe of the image changed just by adding this. Now let's do something. Galactus, I'll say Galactus from Marvel Comics, which is my subject. I'll go with synthwave style and let's add a mood to Galactus. I'll say sad mood. I'll hit the up arrow. Let's do angry mood and let's also do happy mood for Galactus. Now this applies to anything. And if you look at this, Galactus is kind of sad. You can see that here. Galactus is a cosmic entity. However, with mood, we're adding depth to that character. Now look at this. Galactus is angry and you can see it in his eyes. Beautiful, right? And here Galactus is happy. The next part of the prompt formula is environment. I'll go back to my herd of lions prompt. So I'll say herd of lions lying on the ground, wildlife art style, comma. I think they're in joyful mood. So I'll add joyful mood. Again, if you think any of these elements is overcomplicating the prompt, you can remove them, right? And again, mood applies to only living beings. Usually we find lions in a jungle. How about this? In Arctic environment. Let's also change this to desert environment. I'll also change it to beach environment. Crazy good images. And if you look at it, we just transported herd of lions to Arctic. We transported them to a desert, just like that. And we also transported them to a beach. And if you want more environments, you can ask ChatGPT, give me 10 environments to use in my Midjourney prompts, such as desert, jungle, lagoon, and so on. ChatGPT will give you different environments and you can try that. Let's try underwater kingdom. Horde of dolphins playing with each other. Joyful mood. I'll say hyperreal photo of pod of dolphins playing with each other. Joyful mood in underwater kingdom environment. I'll say statue of Zeus or marble statue of Zeus, serious mood, and let's add in dark Gothic castle environment. And look at this. Hyperreal photo of pod of dolphins playing with each other in underwater kingdom, and it generated this beautiful picture. By clearly specifying underwater kingdom, you can see all the things like coral reefs, the sun rays, and all that stuff. So that's really cool. And here we got marble statue of Zeus, serious mood in Gothic castle environment. How about that? Not bad, huh? The next part of the formula is lighting and color. Let's go with a base prompt. I'll say Memphis design style hotel in Paris. So we'll go with that base prompt. So these are the images Midjourney came up with. You can see that's the Memphis patterns, right? The colorful and weird abstract shapes. That's great. Now let's add lighting to it. So I'll hit the up arrow to bring my base prompt again. I'll say comma. Let's add volumetric lighting. I'll bring up the prompt again and instead of volumetric lighting, I'll say ambient lighting. Now, if you don't know any of the lighting techniques, just go to ChatGPT. Give me 10 lighting techniques and methods such as volumetric lighting, ambient lighting. And ChatGPT will give you different lighting techniques You can use any of them. You can see fill lighting, key lighting, backlighting, 3-point lighting, and all of these. These are just some of the techniques, but we'll discuss even more. And look at this. So this is Memphis Design Hotel with ambient lighting. You see instantly how our images look really cozy with that ambient lighting. Now this is volumetric lighting. Pretty cool, right? And this is without any lighting. So you can see how lighting totally affects the image, the vibe and mood of the image. Sometimes lighting works together with colors. Sometimes lighting works well with the style. Sometimes it doesn't. But we'll see more practical examples in this. And you can actually go to Mid Library, click on Art Styles, reset all the filters, and also search for light in here, and you'll find a lot of lighting techniques. It'll also give you something related to colors. So you can pick any of these. For example, it gave this bioluminescent colors, which we'll use in a bit. So let me just go with another style in Midjourney, and that is chibi anim style. And it's this one. I'll say chibi anim style depiction of a young Thai girl. Let's go with that base prompt for now. So this is the original style. We didn't use any of the lighting techniques, and you can see how beautiful they are. Now let's add some kind of lighting to it. Instead of lighting, this time maybe I'll say lilac pink colored. Well, fortunately, this color actually works well with this kind of anime style, and it's actually adding a lot of beauty to this style. If you look at it, so beautiful. So this is without us specifying any color, and this is us saying lilac pink colored. Now, if I say something extreme like bright neon colored, we'll see what happens. Instead of bright neon colored, you can go with warm color tones. Sometimes if you feel lighting is overpowering the color or color is overpowering the lighting, you should skip one or both of them. And if they're both overpowering the style, you should skip color and lighting completely. So warm colors gives us this beautiful image. Neon color, yes, this is chibi anime style. This is also chibi anime style. But if you look at this image, this doesn't look like chibi anime style at all. It destroyed the original style because bright neon colors usually are not used in that particular style. However, it gave this beautiful image. I'll say tourist walking on Krabi beach in Thailand. I'll say nighttime. That's also one way to add color or lighting to the image. I'll say lit by lightning. This is something that I found on Mid Library, and it works. It generates beautiful images. And if you look at these images, they're just beautiful. The whole image is dark and it's completely lit by lightning. This is something I found on Mid Library. You can just search for different lighting techniques or colors. Now, let's add colors, but instead of just saying colors blindly, we'll add colors specifically to the water. I'll say bioluminescent colors in the water. So instead of the whole image having that bioluminescent color tone, I'll say bioluminescent colors in the water or in the sea. Anything is fine. And look at this image. The image is still lit by lightning, but you also find bioluminescent colors in the beach. Here it completely got rid of lightning. Here it has both lightning and also the bioluminescent colors. And look at this image. It is beautiful. So this is how you can add selective coloring to it. So I have a base prompt here. Semi-realistic anime style depiction of female secret agent, angry mood in battle environment. And let's add some color schemes to this. Now, if you don't know any of the color schemes, you can go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to give color schemes from your favorite movies. One of the most famous color schemes is teal and orange. Most of the Avenger movies have this color scheme. So I'll just say orange, teal, color tones, or you can say color scheme. Anything is fine. You can just say colors as well, and I'll pick deep blue and black color scheme. So instead of orange and teal, I'll paste this color scheme, and you see how the color scheme instantly changed the image with that orange and teal look. It's looking so beautiful. Complementary colors always look really good in color schemes. I also gave this deep blue and black color scheme, and see how that has changed this image. It's made it super cinematic. So this was the original image without any color scheme, and this is orange and teal color tones, and this is deep blue and black color tones. Again, you can go to ChatGPT or search for color in Mid Library. They have a lot of color schemes, and this is how neon colored tones look like. it's even more cinematic. But I think the deep blue and black color scheme looks more cinematic. The next part of formula is shot details. So the size of the shot, like ultra wide shot, medium shot, and the angle at which the image is shot. So for the herd of lines prompt that I have in the prompt bar, I can say overhead shot. So that will give us a bird's eye view. We can also say bird's eye view. Now look at this. I said bird's eye view shot, and now we're viewing the image from the top. It's as if the image was taken with a drone or something, right? And you see the lines even looking at the camera. So overhead shot, it is right above the subject. There's also macro shot, that is a famous technique. So I can say macro shot, detailed image of scales of a frog in Amazon jungle, vibrant colors, rainy day. Actually, on rainy day, you don't get vibrant colors. So I said macro shot, detailed image of retina of a frog, which is the eye lens. Nat Geo style in Amazon jungle, vibrant colors, daytime lighting. Let's see. And I said macro shot, and look at this one. Detailed image of scales of a frog. So we get like a ultra close up. And I said macro shot, retina of a frog, and look at this. You can also specify the length of your shot. So you can say ultra wide shot, futuristic city, cyberpunk style. Let's settle with something like that. So just like overhead shot, you can also do like a low angle view. Again, that should go at the beginning of the prompt. So we said ultra wide shot, and you get more of the image when you say the ultra wide shot. Wide shot, actually there are different kinds of shot sizes. You can ask ChatGPT for different shot sizes. Again, ultra wide shot is usually used in the introduction in movie scenes, and to establish a scene, they usually do an ultra wide shot. And if I when I said master shot, you can see this like a subject's view of the whole city and stuff like that. And when I said low angle view, you can see the camera is placed at the ground level. So these are not really important. Even if you don't specify them, Midjourney will automatically. Let's move on to the final one, and that is keywords. Let's bring this same prompt, low angle view, herd of lines walking through the prompt. And they usually go at the end of the prompt. Those are something like bokeh. Bokeh is like the soft blur that is captured with the cameras. And when I said bokeh, you see how that's subtly modifying the image, right? The line at the front is in focus, and all the lines behind are having this soft blur. And if you view that without bokeh, all the lines are in focus. So keywords are the things that affect the prompt, but not necessarily really important for the prompt. Let's go with another keyword. You can use camera brand like Hasselblad as a keyword. You can say Canon EOS camera. Basically create an image which is usually shot with that particular kind of camera. Again, if you don't know any of those cameras, you can ask ChatGPT or just Google them. You'll find a ton of high-end cameras. And this is how Canon EOS camera how it would look like. So that's kind of cool. And there can be multiple keywords. So that is it. Download the reference images and also the summary of this video from the link in the description. And if you want to watch another cool Midjourney tutorial, here you go. Just go ahead and watch it. And if you found some value in it, please hit the like button and subscribe to AI with Karthik. I'll catch you really soon. Peace.